Now, after concluding his two-day Russia visit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to visit Vienna in Austria to mark another historic moment in India's diplomatic outlook. Now, upon his arrival, Prime Minister was warmly welcomed by a choir that was singing India's national song, that is Vande Mataram. Now, as is with his other international trips, Prime Minister engaged with the Indian community abroad. The Indian diaspora, in fact, gathered outside his hotel and also took selfies with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This visit is very significant as it is being made by a first Indian Prime Minister who will be visiting Austria in more than 40 years. It also coincides with the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Austria that was established way back in the year 1949. During his visit, Prime Minister will hold discussions with Australian leaders, including Chancellor, and will also meet with the President. He'll also interact with Australian CEOs and the Indian business delegation. Joining me on the story is Shashank Mattu. Shashank, 75 years of diplomatic relationships, and one of the key things that everyone is looking forward to is the trade that will take place between India and Austria.
Absolutely, and that is going to be the major topic of discussion here. We just had a couple of weeks ago, right in the run-up to this visit, we had the Foreign Secretary Vinay actually tell us that the major focus for the Indian government for the Prime Minister's visit will be investment from Austria into India in sectors like renewable energies, in infrastructure. From my own reporting, I know that semiconductors is a conversation that Austria is keen to have with India, and that's something that's always going to be a great deal of interest to India. So definitely technology, definitely infrastructure, expanding those links is going to be important. You might remember also that earlier this year, India and Austria put together a startup bridge to allow to take Indian startups to Austria and allow that cross-pollination, allow both countries to work more closely together. Before that, they had a migration mobility agreement to allow Indian professional workers and skilled workers to go to Austria, acquire skills, acquire experience, sort of become a living bridge between these two countries. So there again, you see a very strong focus of the economy and trade in these two relationships. This is really a focus that the Prime Minister and the Indian government has brought to economic diplomacy and to engaging with countries that, as you mentioned, for example, is the first visit in 41 years. So the Indian government has increasingly taken this approach of, turning over stones that had not been turned over before, reaching out to countries that had not been reached out to, trying to see what can be done on the economic side, as well as opening up the political side of the relationship as well.